You're watching ABC7 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight.
First tonight, breaking news involving a Suncoast teacher now facing criminal charges.
The 25-year-old man who taught at a local middle and high school is accused of possessing child pornography. Quentin Peterson arrested just hours ago at Booker High School in Sarasota, where he works as a math teacher. Peterson's arrest is the result of an investigation in Manatee County, where he previously worked at Lincoln Middle School as a music teacher before resigning last September. The Palmetto Police Chief says they were investigating allegations that Peterson was involved in an inappropriate relationship with a student. And during that investigation, police say they found inappropriate sexual images of another student, a 16-year-old girl, on Peterson's computer. He's now being held at the Sarasota County Jail. Well, the story of a student who used a racist sign to ask someone to prom has now put the global spotlight on Sarasota's Riverview High School.
This is the sign that has caused an uproar on social media, but while the story makes its way around the country and around the world, what is it doing to the reputation for Riverview? And what's being done to reprimand that student? ABC7's Dwayne Lindo joins us with more details. Dwayne?
Well, guys, the district is now beginning to address the community along with civic leaders. The principal also starting the process of bringing in counselors to speak with students, providing them an open and safe place to speak their minds. It all started with high school senior Noah Crowley as he sent out his promposal over Snapchat earlier this week. Officials with the school district responded to the post, saying it was racist in nature. Former longtime football coach John Sprague feels the same way.
It was a direct slap to what their philosophy is.
In which he says he would have taken direct action.
It would have been hard for me, if I was still employed there, not to have done something immediately.
While the district is still investigating the incident, the president of the Sarasota chapter of the NAACP, Trevor Harvey, says students have complained about this type of racial strife happening before. He put out a statement in part saying, "I am also requesting an immediate investigation into the school administration at Riverview High. It appears that the school administration was aware that race relations were deteriorating at the school, yet nothing was being done."
It now makes me even feel a little ashamed to say that I graduated from there.
One Riverview graduate, Jody Freiger, is also concerned with the time it's taking to come up with a punishment for what she calls a horrible offense.
You know, that's what's bothering me, is that the administration doesn't seem to be taking the right stand and getting to the bottom of it.
Riverview senior Finn Anderson says it doesn't tarnish the reputation of the high school at all, but it does shed light on racism that occurs not only at Riverview, but around the country. Sprague says alumni has been vocal about the incident to administration.
It's not Riverview. It's an individual young man, and to hold a school who's done so much for all their kids, a minority and non-minority, is absurd.
We were able to speak with a spokesperson for the district today. While district leaders haven't made a decision on what his punishment is, they did say Crowley violated the district's electronic media policy. So an announcement on his punishment will be made soon. Back to you.
All right, Dwayne, thank you. Manatee County is looking at the possibility of raising taxes in order to pay for state-mandated school resource officers. The state is providing some extra funding for SROs as part of the Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act, but it's not nearly enough. According to Manatee County, that mandate is leaving the school district with a $5.5 million bill. Typically, the school district and county split the cost of SROs, but now that the price tag is so high, county commissioners are not sure the county can continue to pay its half.
I need to go back to our school board as well as our senior leadership team, look at our finances and see if there are other ways, other avenues to move some money around. Because one of the commissioners said if we had to fund the whole thing, well, if that's a possibility, then we do have to take money away from somewhere else.
Commissioners did not make any funding decisions today. They plan to discuss it again in a few weeks.
Police departments across the country and here on the Suncoast are running short on new recruits. To reel in more applicants, the Northport Police Department is offering up to 15% above the starting pay. Currently, a certified sworn officer with Northport makes a little over $41,000 starting off. Now they could make up to $47,000. The interim Northport Police Chief says there are many reasons for the shortage of recruits.
Times have changed, society has changed. The way I would say how people approach law enforcement or look at law enforcement is probably quite different than it was many, many years ago.
The police union will vote on the proposed pay increases later this week. If it is agreed on, city leaders will then give their input on the increase at a commission meeting being held next month.
Well, what a beautiful evening on the Suncoast it is today. Let's get a check on our first alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there, and one of the nice days as a result of the front now moving on through our area earlier this morning. It did bring some moderate to heavy rain, even some lightning, and even an isolated tornado up near Ruskin late last night. That line pushed off to the east and really exploded. 77 degrees right now. We have sunshine and winds out of the west-northwest at 14. Evening planner looks good for us this evening. We'll see generally fair skies, temperatures into the upper 60s, so it will stay warm, but it will be noticeably lower humidity around, so it will feel a little bit cooler out there. But boy, what a pleasant evening anticipated for this evening. Current temperatures 78 in Pensacola, 76 now in Tallahassee, a bit warmer. Landlocked area there of Orlando, 85 degrees, and 89 in Miami. 77 right here in Jacksonville at 78. Well, the futurecast is showing no rainfall around here through this evening. Again, look for some high clouds possibly tomorrow evening, but generally sunshine anticipated. That front now well through our area and through the southeast United States, but that upper level low continues to be a problem for rainfall throughout the Ohio Valley. Well, more on that coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. In the beginning of the Trump presidency, the stock market was putting up record numbers. President Trump was never shy to remind us how great the market was doing. But as of late, the numbers have been inconsistent. ABC7's Alan Cohn is here with more on that. Alan?
Scott, do you remember when the president loved reminding us how great the stock market was doing? Not so much anymore. What's the reason for the roller coaster as of late? The tax cut, tariffs on China, or what about Trump calling out Amazon and how he thought they were bad for the economy? How much does it impact to have the president on the stock market?
One of the things that the president has done, right? Introducing a lot of the tariff actions against China, that introduced a lot of uncertainty into the market.
Coming up on ABC7 at 7, we'll discuss what impact President Trump has had on the stock market and what we can expect in the future. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Alan. And speaking of the stock market, ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joining us now. I'm sure you have a lot to say about that.
That's a great segue, and I think Alan's got it nailed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, as far as Wall Street goes, moves lower for the fifth day in a row, it looks like.
Fifth day in a row, first time we've done that in 13 months, so It's not exactly an everyday occurrence. Indeed, it has been 13 months, and indeed, the Dow Jones Industrial Average today opened with a gain, yes, I said a gain, of 120 points. That quickly, or slowly, became a loss of 630 points, an intraday swing of 750 points, some of it having to do with earnings and some of it having to do with interest rates, as the 10-year U.S. Treasury traded with a yield of 3% for the first time since 2014. Let's take a look at the numbers. They're not very pretty. There you see the Dow down 425 points, closing at 24,024.13. That on volume of 877 million shares. The NASDAQ didn't do any better, down 1.7%, 121 points at 7,007.35. That on volume of 1,978 million shares. And the S&P shared the pain, down 1.34%, 36 points at 2,634.56. Wells Fargo, you know that bank. They're the 10th largest bank in the world. Well, they rank number 10 in the world, but unfortunately they rank number 1 in one area. It is called customer dissatisfaction. Today, Wells Fargo held its annual meeting in Des Moines, Iowa. Yes, I said Des Moines, Iowa, not San Francisco, not New York, not Los Angeles, not Chicago, Des Moines. Why? Many people say they were trying to simply hide their annual meeting. Certainly in the last year or so, they've been found guilty of things like creating fake accounts, charging unfair rates for mortgages, and even requiring automobile insurance for people who did not need automobile insurance. You put that all in mind, and guess what? Wells Fargo certainly has had a tainted look lately, and today's annual meeting probably didn't help that a whole lot. And I must tell you, the chairperson, the chairman, CEO, got $17.6 million in salary last year, which was a $4.6 million increase. How do you like that?
Interesting.
Based on that kind of performance.
Well, what's happening with 3M tonight?
3M is one of the 30 stocks that makes up the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and I have to tell you, it was down by more than 7% today. One of the reasons, not the only one, but one of the reasons the market fell as sharply as it did.
Richard, thank you.
You're welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, Toronto police working to find a motive for yesterday's deadly van attack, while also trying to identify all of the victims.
And a couple of fronts are heading toward the Suncoast. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back and have more on how they'll affect this week's weather. Plus, 2 local hospitals recognized for their efforts to keep patients safe. We'll have details straight ahead.
The ABC7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota for big savings on new Ram trucks during the spring sales event. Shop the area's largest selection of new Ram trucks. Get the all-new redesigned 2018 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $23,999. Or save big and get up to $12,400 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky. Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a director of newscasts and studio productions. Newscast directing experience required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
The man accused in the deadly van massacre in Toronto making his first court appearance today. The suspect now formally charged with 10 counts of murder and 13 counts of attempted murder. ABC's Elizabeth Hur is in New York with the latest details.
In court, murder suspect Alec Manassian stood stone-faced and said nothing about his motive.
Anything to the families.
Outside, an apology from the suspect's father, who maintained he saw no warning signs, leaving investigators to continue to gather evidence and search for answers. ABC News so far confirming the 25-year-old did not have a criminal record and kept a limited social media presence, including a single posting on his Facebook account taken down soon after the attack, referencing the 2014 Isla Vista killings committed by Elliot Rodger.
The accused is alleged to have posted a cryptic message on Facebook minutes before he began driving the rented van.
According to police, Manassian used this rental van as his murder weapon. The massacre spanning some 16 blocks on the streets of Toronto, and the surveillance video showing that van mowing down pedestrian after pedestrian in its path.
I saw 4 people die right in front of me. They were wanting to go across the street to the mall, and their life just ended right there.
Back at the scene of the attack, a makeshift memorial growing by the hour.
One note that was pointed out to me said, we don't know you, but we love you. And I think that's the essence of what all of these messages are.
As for the investigation, police say they are still trying to figure out what exactly happened and why, but their priority right now is identifying the victims. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Florida's tourism arm is trying to recruit more travelers from Canada, and its efforts are starting to pay off. An estimated number of Canadian tourists grew 4% last year. However, the state is still experiencing a decline in overseas travel, which has fallen more than 6% over the past 2 years. Visit Florida says keeping international travelers coming to Florida is key.
Canadians make the #1 international tourists who come to Florida. I mean, although it's just crossing the border, they fly down here, they drive down here, they have homes, they spend money, and they enjoy what we have to offer.
Visit Florida spent $1.8 million last year on its Canadian marketing efforts. That's up from $1 million in prior years. And I can tell things are starting to slow down. The roads are a little clear, you know.
Yeah,
restaurants
absolutely.
Open more.
Grocery stores a little bit more free as far as you go down the aisle there. Looking at some clearer skies, too, as far as that goes, as a result of the front that has moved on through. Boy, beautiful evening. Van Way's a webcam showing hardly a cloud to be found. We had some clouds earlier this morning, though. Boy, some big storms rolled on through. In fact, at one point, there was a tornado. That's right, a tornado that moved through Ruskin. Late last night and early this morning. In fact, at around 9:50, one cell pushed on through and produced a water spout, which maintained its organization. It did do some damage to a mobile home park there. There were no warnings. There was no watch. It just happened with an isolated cell that moved on through. We're expecting a nice day tomorrow. Temperatures will be into the mid-70s. We'll have lots of sunshine around throughout most of the day. Again, just a little bit of cloudiness. Some high clouds may be streaming on by. Temperatures near the coast will be again into the mid-70s there. As far as the futurecast goes, you can see we have this frontal boundary now stretched all the way down into South Florida. The area of low pressure here over Tennessee and into the Carolinas will continue to spin off to the northeast. We'll see that front sag southward and eventually dissipate down to our south as high pressure builds in behind this upper level low. So look for a decent day tomorrow. Beautiful, really. And same on Thursday. There is a developing storm system, however, here over the southern plain states that will bring a chance for a few showers, looks like, on Friday, and then another one behind it on Saturday. You see a little quick spinner right there with some heavier showers expected and anticipated on Thursday. 5 a.m. Showing some big storms from, looks like Mississippi right through Louisiana down into Texas. Now we'll see that front arrive here, looks like late Thursday night, but more so Friday morning, bringing with it an increase in cloudiness. So we'll start to see the clouds come back into play, I think, on Friday and continuing on into Saturday. 77 degrees right now, no clouds around. Dew point comfortable, humidity at 60%, and the winds are out of the west-northwest at 14. Now the pressure, although low, has been rising ever so slightly to 9.93 inches. Well, you can see that spin, that counterclockwise swirl right there heading off to the northeast, which will bring more rain and clouds across parts of Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Rhode Island, all the way down into New York and Pennsylvania. That front here that lies down to our south will stay as a cold front and will continue to move off down into the Florida Straits, where it will eventually dissipate. You can see skies clearing now behind that front as some drier air has settled in. The next storm now just gathering some strength as it works its way over the central Rockies into the plain states. It will get a little energy and increased spin there as it dives to the southeast. And you'll see that quite clearly. There it is, bringing some snowfall into central Colorado. On Wednesday, that rain comes down into Arkansas, and you can see we'll stay under the sunshine as that high pressure kind of scoots on by. And then by Thursday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, some showers over the panhandle. And then it starts to move in. Notice that thin line of clouds and showers that happens on Friday. That rain chance, though, not all that high at 30%. So we'll keep an eye on it, see if that chance is increasing. But right now, there's not going to be a lot of moisture to work with as the front rolls on through. Friday and into Saturday with a little reinforcing front right behind it. Temperatures now into the 60s and 50s over much of the Great Lakes. 50 now in Cleveland, 61 in Minneapolis, and 54 in Kansas City. The high expected tomorrow, I should say, in Dallas at 66 degrees. So for boaters, winds will be out of the northwest at 10 knots tomorrow. A light chop on the bays and inland waters. Here's the forecast for the next 7 days. We're looking for temperatures a couple degrees below average, 62 to start things off on Thursday morning. It'll be nice, and then we start to warm up a little bit on Friday. Here comes the front, increasing clouds, just a 20% chance for a passing shower or two right through Saturday morning, and then it starts to warm up on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, back into the mid-80s. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Let's get a check on first alert traffic right now. We're seeing a crash in the eastbound lanes of State Road 70. This is at the intersection with Del Webb Boulevard. You can see it is causing backups heading both east and west on State Road 70 at this hour. Jacqueline?
Thanks, Scott. In health news tonight, Doctors Hospital of Sarasota and Sarasota Memorial Hospital are celebrating A grades in patient safety. The Leapfrog Safety Group releasing its hospital safety grades. Doctors Hospital got an A for the 8th year in a row, and this is SMH's 3rd A rating. The Leapfrog Group says the hospitals earned an A for their effort in protecting patients from harm and also meeting the highest safety standards in the country. Doctors Hospital also recently earned 5 stars from the Center for Medicaid Services for the quality of its care. Well, you may want to think twice before skipping breakfast. A new study confirms if you skip breakfast, you are more likely to gain weight. Researchers say those who never ate breakfast gained the most weight, while those who ate breakfast 5 to 7 times a week gained the least amount of weight. Eating breakfast also helps decrease your cravings later in the day that can lead to those unhealthy choices. It can also help you control portion sizes when it comes to other meals. Stay with us. Coming up, construction workers are left dangling from the side of a building after scaffolding collapses, and a rhino becomes the first of its species to receive a CT scan. Those stories when we return.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today, and named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
A suspenseful rescue all caught on camera. 2 construction workers rescued from the side of a 5-story building in Miami.
Yeah, those workers were standing on scaffolding connected to a building earlier today. When it fell, they were left dangling in the air. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue says both workers were secured by their harness ropes during the rescue. They were lowered to safety and are okay. Sarasota police are hoping surveillance video will help them capture 2 cigarette thieves. Police say 2 men walked into the Sunoco on North Tamiami Trail around midnight back on April 12th. Police say the men stole cigarettes and lottery tickets from the store. If you have any information about the robbery, call Sarasota Police. And oddly enough, Manatee County Sheriff's deputies are also looking for cigarette thieves. No word if these 2 robberies are related, but these are surveillance photos from the 7-Eleven on US 41 North in Palmetto. Deputies say the 2 men went to the store around midnight and were acting suspiciously. And about an hour later, they stole cigarettes and then took off.
Veterinarians in Illinois are hoping a CT scan will help them treat a black rhino. The 2,300-pound patient named Layla was too big for the Brookfield Zoo Hospital, so vets used a portable CT scanner in her habitat with the help of 40 zoo employees. Layla has been struggling with a sinus problem that makes it hard for her to breathe. That scan detected abnormal tissue, and the vets will use the results for Layla's future treatments.
Well, how cute is this right here? This is kidding season, a short, often stressful 2 weeks in April when more than 4 dozen baby goats will be born at the Sunflower Farm in Maine. By mid-May through summer, the farm's creamery will be up and running, producing a variety of goat cheese and other goat milk products. But before all of that happens, the farm invites the public to come and cuddle the babies. The owners say human contact is good for the goats since most will eventually be sold as pets. Even at just 1 or 2 days old, these baby goats are very happy to be held, and I suspect the people holding them are very happy too.
That is adorable.
Yeah.
So cute and fluffy. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, a popular Sarasota golf course could soon become a massive residential development. Why those who live around the course are not happy with those plans. And the city of Venice is looking to hire people for a number of positions. How this will affect city taxpayers.
The Spring Fever sales event is going on now at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota. Drive a new 2018 Corolla for only $79 per month. The all-new 2018 Camry for only $119 per month. And 2018 RAV4 for just $129 per month at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Set your course for a waterfront lifestyle on Florida's last private island. Discover one particular harbor by Margaritaville. Nearby sugar sand beaches are as easy to find as the warm Florida sunshine. Waterfront residences from the high 400s overlook beautiful Anna Maria Sound. And a new marina with direct access to the Gulf of Mexico. Plus, incredible savings on move-in-ready homes. Come tour designer models today. Visit ophmintousa.com now.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
We are cleaning up our act, literally. I'm Joey Panic. On Suncoast View, we're joined by a local soap and bath bakery to learn how to make our very own natural bath products. Suncoast classical music fans have a new reason to celebrate. We'll get a preview of the new classical music celebration coming to the Sarasota Opera House, plus purchasing a new home with value properties, plus Southern Steer Butchers in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC7, we're here for you.